Well, ladies and gents, welcome to the Just Moral Show. Zach, thank you ever so much for taking the time at your busy day. I know that you're a very busy man. Thank you ever so much to stop on by and ask some questions. We do have some people in the live right now. Also, throughout this interview, if you would like to ask Zach some questions, feel free to get them in the chat, and I'll do my best to feed them over to Zach, and if he can answer them, he will do so. If not, then unfortunately, that's the way it goes, I'm afraid. But yeah, this is absolutely incredible. Zach, again, thank you ever so much for your time. Zach is our latest addition and our final addition to our incredible lineup that we have got in place for February 9th, our Rave Revolution, or our Roosters Rave Revolution at the Cloud9 and in Barrow-in-Furness. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Zach is one of many names that we've got, and we're looking forward to the event as a whole. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So, Zach, my first question for you is, when did you decide to start DJing? What was it that made you kind of go, that's a little bit of me, I'm going to give that a shot?
It was when I was at school, actually. A good friend of mine, he used to bring in DJ magazines, and I just used to look at the equipment, and I was just obsessed with it, thinking, oh, this looks cool. I never knew how to use it. And then when I finished school, I did music technology at college, which was more producing, and I'd sit and watch the other DJs, and I was just fascinated by it. Back then, it was mixing on vinyl. We had some belt drive decks, so it was a lot tougher than it is nowadays. I don't want to be one of those, guys that says vinyl's best, because it's not. Times change. But yeah, just back then, I was 15 years old. I was just obsessed with trying to mix two records together, and then that obsession turned into a career choice more recently.
Awesome, but we do have one. We have a couple of questions. We have Tom Herdman. Do you remember me from benidorm? Yeah.
Oh, I do remember you. You was in a mess most of the times, and I remember you spitting in my ear a few times as well.
Okay, and we've also got one from Ed as well. Our good friend Eddie. He's also put, what are you playing on the night? As I'm leaving it up to the DJs. And the last one is also, where do you prefer to live, the UK or Ibiza?
I prefer the UK. Every time I go abroad, I get so homesick, I know people can't believe it, but I don't like the sun. It's too hot for me. In terms of what am I playing on the night, looking at the lineup, I can see there's quite a lot of hard dance DJs. So I'm going to keep it, above 150 BPM. A lot of vocal stuff. Some of my influences growing up in the hard dance scene were people like Dougal and Gamma, Darren Styles, and yeah, I think I'm going to go with a harder approach.
Nice, because it's gonna be a manic night. I've got a very big feeling it's gonna be a very manic night, because like we said, we've got an incredible lineup. The DJs that we do have, some names there, including the likes of yourself. You've been across the globe in a matter of sense, so you have these followings, especially within the rave scene, and you go, damn, there's a lot of big names within that scene that are actually going to be performing at this event. So what really intrigues me is what really gravitated you towards the decks of a DJ. What was it that it just appealed to you? Because as you said, a friend of yours brought these magazines in, etc., and it really, for some reason, it just pulled you towards it. So what really was it about DJing that gravitated you towards it?
I'm so hyperactive, and I've got like boundless energy. I just needed to put it into something. And once, obviously, I got behind the decks and just felt that energy from the crowd, it was like a drug. It's just so addictive. I'm not the best at sports. I was never good at football or anything like that. So I think this is my calling. It's like when you open a can of Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop. And ever since I put that needle on that record when I was 15 years old, it's just just always been there, you know, fueling my desire to play out and you know, entertain. Whether it's a big crowd, whether it's a small crowd, whether it's a kitchen party, a festival, or an arena tour, you know, I'll bring that same energy as if I'm playing to thousands of people each and every time, and that is the rush I get when I'm on the decks.
As the third question that I had, you also had a residency in Ibiza. What was that like? As because you know you just hit that you don't really like living in the warmest of weather, but you know what was it like to live in a place that's like the go-to place for like young adults to go to party and have fun?
Uh, it was good at the beginning, but then you know I was working 6 nights a week, getting in at unsociable hours, and I run a media and design company. So I was getting up in the morning, checking emails on my laptop, designing for clients. So I didn't really get time to relax or have any downtime. Um, you know, and with the you know the late nights and the constant music, my hearing was suffering. It was just it was knackering. It was a job. People say you know you live the party lifestyle, and it looks like that from videos, but people don't understand the hard work that we put in, constantly having to search for new music every day and then uploading them onto your USB and then making edits from your apartment, ready for the next night. You know, constantly putting content out. It's a 24/7 job.
Yeah.
So it looks good on social media, but you don't really have time to enjoy it. It just goes past like a blur.
So, what was the night? What was the nightlife like in Benidorm?
It's crazy. So earlier in the year, I went from Ibiza to Benidorm, and I didn't want to go because everybody compares it to, you know, Butlins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they built a new club there called Insomnia. They spent 1.8 million on it, and it's revolutionised the complete area. So I don't know what it was like before, but that nightclub was packed out, as you'll see on my TikTok videos, Instagram. You know, it had a 4,000 capacity, and it was rammed to the rafters. For 6 nights a week I was playing. So, from what I saw, the nightlife was unreal. You know, you sometimes couldn't even walk down the streets. But yeah, it was good.
Blimey, because 4,000, that's a lot of people. My God. So yeah, that's crazy. I never really would have expected Benidorm to be as crazy as that. I really wouldn't have.
No, I didn't. I mean, they offered me, I don't want to discuss figures, but they offered me a really good package, including an apartment and stuff. I went over for a trial to see whether I would like it. And I was blown away by the club, the production value, the amount of money they've spent on, you know, just the DJ booth on its own and the sound system and, you know, the lighting. They have a technician on board at all times, even the terrace mirrors what's in the club. So if you can't make your way to the dance floor, you can still party on the terrace. They've got all the screens, the speakers there as well. It's it's amazing what they've done with the place.
Wow.
And the owner says they're trying to make it the next Ibiza. And to that degree, they even put a DJ in the toilets, which is sectioned off into two areas. You've got a door to the toilets, then the door to the actual bit where you piss. But in between that compartment, that's where they've got the second DJ. So it's like a dual experience. It's crazy.
Well, that's absolutely crazy. That's, I mean, Ibiza as well. I've never been to Ibiza, but I've been told that it's probably the top place to go to when it comes to, you want that kind of scene. You got music blaring, etc. All that jazz. That's the place to go to. Is Ibiza. But now you're coming to Barrow. Are you excited to perform in Barrow for the first time?
I am. I've never even been to Barrow, but anybody will tell you I'm a big lover of the North. I spend a lot of my time up in the North. I've done my uni degree at North. I've got a residency in Jack's in Wigan up North. Met love of my life up North. Yeah, everything to do with the North. I love. Coming from a Midlands background, there's just not the scene around here. The clubbers, the punters, they're more up for it. They've got more energy. It's just better. So yeah, really excited.
My goodness. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years, though, Zach? That's a question that I like to ask everybody. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So last year, I made a decision because I used to go under the name DJ Z when I was producing house music and stuff, and I'd been on Radio 1 at times, Dance Anthems, Kiss FM, but I never sort of got to that platform where I wanted to be, and I always thought it was my name. So last year I made a decision to start from scratch under my real name, Zak Holland. So I'm just building that up, and I want to get to the point where, you know, I've got tracks at #1 on Beatport again, you know, I'm back on the radio, and I want to get to maybe in the top 40, make some big hit that just I can retire on. But I mean, don't we all? We all want that. But yeah, that's it really. I want to take it as far as it goes, and you know, until the wheels fall off.
That's awesome, because the whole point of having any sort of form of career is to never quit until, you know, you are satisfied and you are happy with how far you can get. And how far you can get is always just down to you. That's all it is. It's down to you how far you can take it. So you got to, as you say, take the band-aid off and just go all guns a-blazing, you know, foot down on the gas pedal and go for it. Because if you don't, and you, in a manner of sense, half-arse it, you may learn to regret it. Because as you said, you've had a venue there that you've performed at, Insomnia. Is that what you've just? Is that the name of it?
Yeah, Insomnia.
Wow. So 4,000. So what other big venues have you performed in?
Oh, the biggest I would say is probably either Woodvale Park, Ireland, or the Belfast SSE Arena. We're talking 50,000 in there. Jesus. That was for when I used to play for Clubland. You know, the club. Well, you've heard of Clubland, the CDs.
Yeah, we've heard of Clubland. Yeah.
The Emporium in Colville for Ravers Reunited. I played at most of the O2 academies, which they're really good venues. The O2 academies.
Wow. So a lot of big venues that you've performed. You've had the chance to perform in, and you know this is only, in a matter of sense, this is just the cherry on top at the moment. That's just the cherry on top for you. Compared to what you've got coming for you eventually with working hard, got even more of that to come.
Yeah, but like I said, it don't matter whether it's a big venue or a small venue. The vibe's the same for me. During lockdown, I played a lot of secret private events in people's, you know, gaffs in their houses, and some of them was amazing. You know, everybody pushed in a kitchen where everybody's just having a good time and vibing, and it's all the same for me. It doesn't matter whether it's a big venue, small venue. You know, I go fully involved, and that's how I think everybody should be.
That's awesome. That's absolutely amazing, because I think we hold about, I think the capacity is about 500 odd. It's about 520, 530. I think for the night, I think it's around 250, 300, somewhere in between there. I think it is for the capacity that we've got for the event in February. I mean, that's, in a matter of sense, that's going to be absolutely manic. I mean, we just had our Christmas event, and that was a sellout. You know, and that you could barely walk a lot of places. But at the same time, when it comes to DJing, what is difficult? What is, you know, a difficult thing about DJing? Because you've got to toggle and be on game and focus with the equipment, and to not make a mistake. But sometimes, you know, if you make a mistake, is it sometimes a good mistake? And people don't sometimes notice.
The only mistake I make nowadays, I mean, it's the same with anything. Once you've done it for so long, you can do it with your eyes closed. I know that sounds cliche, but it's true. The only mistake I do make sometimes is I'll press stop on the wrong deck. So I've mixed a track in, and I'll go to press stop, or I've maybe checked my phone to check the time, and I come back to the deck, so I press stop, and I'll stop the deck that's playing out, and it'll just go dead. So I'll quickly press start again, and it's embarrassing. But sometimes I'll just jump on the mic and I'll go, you had a bit of a technical difficulty. And then the crowd will, sort of play along, and then we'll just jump straight back into it. A little bit of mic work normally covers things up.
Yeah.
There'll be a bit of who wants some more energy? And then just drop the track in again. But yeah, I've done it a few times. But that mistake is getting less and less common the more I do it. And then obviously you've got technology failures, as you discussed earlier. Sometimes my USB will corrupt, or I've even had power cuts happen, or somebody's spilt a full drink over the decks, which nobody wants to see that.
Oh God! So that's got to be a massive pain in the backside, though, because when they do put the drinks on the top, you're like. Because you're like, don't put them there. You got tech here. if you knock that,
I mean, that's what security's for. But and also at some venues where the punters have got access to the DJ booth, you'll get people climbing over, screaming in your ear, wanting a full-on conversation with you. So I'm fully in the mix. I've got the track mixed in. I'm trying to do my job, and someone's trying to tell me how much of a good MC they are, trying to MC it into my ear whilst I've got the headphone here. All you hear is...
I've had some friends of mine that have done that before. Don't come looking at me to come and save you. So when it comes to your music, is there any song of yours that is an absolute favourite of yours to play?
In terms of my own music that I produce, I mean, a good one that goes down is I did a rework of "Touch Me" by Rui de Silva.
Oh.
And it's been on radio on dance anthems. Like I said, it was number one on Beatport. I've got the plaque just behind me, and it goes off every time because everybody knows the words to it. And I'm probably being biased, but my version's arguably better than the original. It's got some big stabby pianos, a nice warm Reese bass floating underneath it, with another top line sort of organ bass on top, and I've got somebody to re-sing the vocals, a lady from Liverpool called Jade Cotgrave. And yeah, every time I play that, it just goes off. But I do like my old school stuff. I like to drop a 90s classic in now and again. But yeah, I'd say that one always goes off.
Awesome. So we've got 2 questions left. So my second to last question is what song truly spoke to you in your life? Because we've all had those sort of songs that really just sort of connect to us and we can't really explain it. So what was that song for you?
Oh, not sure. There's a song that I always play, even now. When I just want to relax and just lay on the bed. It's a trance track, so it's not really a relaxing track, but just the breakdown in it just gives me like that electric feeling, no matter how many times I listen to it. It's called Revelation by Electronic Boutique, and it's the Ferry Corsten mix. And it drops down. It's got this nice little plucky melody, and it's got this sort of speech by some pastor or vicar. And then it just drops, and honestly, it feels like it's taking you to another place. I just close my eyes and I'm like, whoa. Yeah, it's called Electronic Boutique Revelation, Ferry Corsten remix. If you've never heard,
I'll have to give that a listen.
it is a huge trance classic. It is unbelievable. The production quality is amazing. I think Electronic Boutique, the guy behind that is Darren Tate, who back in the day, I think Darren Tate produced most of the big trance classics back in the day. He's also responsible for Jürgen Vries. You know Jürgen Vries, the theme.
Oh, yes.
From back in the day. So, yeah, all of the big trance tracks that was in the charts back in the day, he's the guy behind them. But, yeah, I'd say that's probably an all-time track that I always play, and it just takes my mood somewhere where it needs to be. But, yeah, big track.
My goodness, because there has to be artists, even if they're from different genres, that have spoke to you or inspired you over the years. What artists have there been in your lifetime that have spoke to you or inspired you with any kind of music that it is that you've done, or any remixes that you've done, or even if some of your own original music and you've heard something from that artist and gone, oh, do you know what? I like that. I like the way they've done that. I like that sound, and kind of taken it and gone, do you know what? I'm put my own spin on it and see, kind of show them homage, but I like it as well at the same time.
Yeah, it for me it is literally the 90s to 2000 era. All that music in there. It's just because I grew up with an older sister, and she was into clubbing and obviously going to see all the big DJs, and I'd be in the room next door and I'd listen to her playing all these classics, like Strike, You Sure Do, and DJ Jean the Launch, and all these big tracks, and CC Peniston finally. And so as I got older into music, I wanted to put my own spin on them. I thought these tracks will never die, and they need bringing up to date. So the people, the new generation can hear them, because these kids growing up now didn't grow up on that music, and they deserve to hear it. So that is why I did a rework of Touch Me. And then my follow-up single was a rework of CC Peniston, Finally, which again went to number one on Beatport, which shows that these tracks stand the test of time. And I think they'll never be lost in history. And this is why I always go back to the classics, I always go back to the 90s. But I mean, I grew up on Oasis as well. My dad was a big Oasis fan. And listening to those lyrics, I can sort of relate to a lot of them. So, yeah, it's anything from that past era is always going to be, ingrained in me. So, yeah.
But now it comes to the time for the event. Are you looking forward to it? Are you excited towards the event? I mean, it is roughly about 2 weeks away now.
Yeah, I'm buzzing. I've just got flown back to England, so this will be my first event back in the UK. So yeah, I'm really excited for it. I'm literally just going through some edits now, ready for the event. Just going through some track lists, downloading some new music. I've had a few promos from some artists sent to me over the last couple of days. So yeah, it should be a good one. Bringing all my energy, all my passion, and we're going to blow the roof off.
Yeah, because that's what Ed said to me. He said, "Oh, he's going to blow the roof of the place." I was like, do you know what? I don't doubt it, because with the amount of amazing acts that we've got for this event, it wouldn't surprise me, because you've got 3 DJs at least, 2 or 3 DJs that are internationally known, and they've been in most likely some big venues. They've been in, they've been across, they've been the likes of like Ibiza and Malia, Magaluf, list goes on. So you can only imagine that they are going to blow the roof off this place, because probably we've not seen DJs like this for a while now in Barrow, where you've had a massive selection of massive DJs that have come together and gone, do you know what? We're going to put on a show, and it's all for a great cause. So, Zak, all I can say is thank you ever so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure to speak with you.
Yeah.
Because I really do look forward to seeing you in person. Literally, like I said, it's literally about 2 weeks away now. My goodness. So I look forward to seeing you then. Everybody, this is Zak Holland, our final addition to our upcoming event in February. On February 9th at the Cloud9, our Rave Revolution. You'll have none other than Zak Holland. You'll also have Alan Benn, Aurora-D. You'll have RSKRAY. You'll have Flava-C, and also our talented young local talent Josh, aka Noel. He will also be performing as well, and this is all for a great cause, and the tickets are on sale and they're just £10, so don't miss out on this, because this one's a big one. And yeah, Zak, again, thank you ever so much. We'll see you there, and yeah, and everybody, we'll see you next time. Good night, and
Let's do it.
See ya.